So why is the creative process, or why is creativity taught so poorly? You know, we go through high school, and you get taught the various subjects, but creativity often ends up being a craft. You do art class, and they teach you how to paint. They teach you sort of how to use techniques and pottery and so on and so forth. You get to design classes, and you're hoping that they're going to teach you how to think or how to become more stronger creatively. But all you get is sort of more projects, sort of this is how you do things, but not exactly a strong process on how to harness and hone in on creative strength. One of the reasons that I postulate is that there is no creative process, and that is what I've sort of sought to sort of go against. I've created or invented a creative and design framework. It's called spatial thinking framework, and in my mind, it's one of the first, or I won't say it's one of the first, but it's one of the it's a framework that I've never heard of when I grew up. Obviously, it's very difficult to say I haven't heard of something that I created myself, right? But nevertheless, some students have gone through the framework at the moment, and they have been getting results. They have been at least understanding what a creative process should be, how it should feel, and they feel stronger as a designer. Okay, creativity, in my mind or in my definition, is one of the most basic human attributes. We all have intelligence, we all have emotions. Creativity alongside innovation is one of the most base attributes that all humans possess, and yet it is so poorly taught. Um, Most of the teachers that do try and teach it sort of go with things like, well, it's too open, just grab an idea, be curious. And then I actually don't really like the word being curious because it assumes that curiosity in its broad aspect of the word can somehow equal to sort of strong, harnessed, design process, which I don't think it is. Although I have to admit, in teaching my daughter, often I use the word curiosity because the English language is sort of running out of words for me to actually use to push something as basic as creativity, but at the same time, it is quite difficult to define. And so, this is what this framework attempts to do. Um, I'll explain what the framework does in a second video, but this video is mainly just talking about why creativity is so poorly taught. And if any of you sort of feel this way, because I've taught a lot of students and I know myself that nobody really taught me how to be creative. I know for a fact that creativity is not a talent, not just a talent anyway. And talent is just another way of saying someone who's actually spent a lot of time on something, in this case creativity, but never told anybody, and that ends up being talent, or what other people might call overnight success. Um, and it's such an open process, and that's why most teachers sort of struggle with teaching creativity. There is no universal framework, um, and one of the reasons why I created this framework is because wouldn't it be great if one day, kids grew up, teenagers, adults grew up just knowing that there is this framework that can help you become a stronger designer. And I mean design in the broadest of senses. Design as in designing your life, including um, everything in your profession. You involve design. There's some kind of design process, regardless of whether it's a spreadsheet or it's an artwork. There is some sense of creativity, some sense of analysis, looking at something and then spitting something out, right? So this is just the intro topic. I might do another topic. I might do another video expanding upon this. But this is just for you to get to know me, building sort of some rapport between you and I. I run a community or a design school that's online. It's called Spatial Thinking. It's at www.spatialthinking.co. and just come check it out. As well as if you want to talk to me, that's great. I run mini studio classes and coaching. So